Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today was a very exciting day because I got the delivery of the Elonor and the Optimus Prime, so I'm really excited. As some of you know, we had a slight delay with this because the warehouse got a bit confused and sent me the DeLorean by error, so I had to get in touch with them for the correct thing to be sent out, and we've now got it. So as some of you might know, this is a former Elonor collection. Elonor sadly went out of business, and unfortunately many collectors up and down the country couldn't finish their models. Now with this you can start way back from issue 1, or you can pick up from where you left off with Fanhome, and I decided to pick up from issue 1 again, so I only got round to issue 2 before we knew that Elonor had problems. But yeah, really happy with this. And for the first shipment you normally get just issues 1 and 2, and then I think it moves up to 2, 3, 4, 5. But in here we've got the, quite interestingly, they've as I said, it does say Elonor, but ignore that, it is actually with Fanhome, so don't bother going to that website, you're probably better off going to Fanhome. Now in here, we'll get to the fly in just a minute. This is packed with loads of information. These magazines are really good value for money. I'm just going to get the fan because it is really hot, so I'm just going to quickly get the fan. Just put that down there for a minute because it's sweltering at the moment, so let's just put that there. Okay, lovely. So anyway, the first time round, the hardest part were putting these little lights in because they go in on an angle. These parts here are very fiddly to do, but to see this out again is so fantastic. Then coming up in issue 2, the magazines are split, so they show you what's in issue 2, but then, oh yes, look at that. But then obviously the parts for issue 2 are in the next magazine, which comes the following month. Because as you can see there, it doesn't actually tell you to do anything, because that then comes in the next, it's like part and part. So really good. And as you can see, a Spirited Lady. So Gone in 60 Seconds, she stars in that film. But as you can see, it's just really packed with information, so I really will enjoy reading this with a lovely cup of coffee. But yeah, really packed. And then coming up in your next dispatch, which I have actually got, but obviously we haven't got the magazine to do that issue because that comes in the next consignment, which is really confusing, but it is just how it's been brought together. So that's the magazine. We've then got Elonor Build in 60 Seconds. You get a selection of free gifts. Now the free gifts might have changed from the first time round. If you take a look at the website, they've got this new thing where you can build up a garage. It's like a it sits on like a lever thing, garage. And yeah, so really good. It might have been in the first run with Elonor, but I've not seen that on there, so really good. And as you can see, you get the display base, but you do get, if you look on the website, as I said, there is like an elevator garage thing. So really good. So that's that. Right, so let's take a look at the parts. This is the parts that we've got here, and just for the purposes of the video, I have got issue 2 as well, but that will be coming up in I don't know how it's going to work, because obviously if the magazine is in the other package, then we're going to have to wait for that, because I think Elonor had this idea of putting all the issues into one magazine to save costs. That's why these are shrunk, because they wanted to cut down on the amount of magazines they produce. So we will just have to wait and see for that. But it's pretty obvious that looking at this, I could probably see how it goes together, but we'll have to wait for the wheel anyway for that to connect onto. So there will be a short delay until we receive that. But let's take a look at the parts. So originally I was going to film this at mine, but I haven't got enough room in my bag. So unfortunately, I've got to film it over here and then transport it when I next come over when there's more room in my bag. So let's take a look in here. Really lovely this. And you know, I said I wanted to get a grey mat. This is the mat I'm after, but in an A2 size. I don't like it because it's like a fold up one. So yeah, that's that. And we'll get the parts out that we need, which is obviously this part. This is actually die cast, so it's really lovely indeed. And then, as you can see, we've got this screwdriver here, which looks really lovely indeed. So I'm just going to get my pages all set up. I don't think you get tweezers in this one, but we can have a look. And then we get 2 headlights. Well, let's get these. So a pack of DSO2 screws. We've then got a PSO4 screw. We've got ourselves the normal screwdrivers. As I said, I like to work with my own quality screwdrivers, but these ones you'll find in all the kits, but they're really, really decent screwdrivers. So, and then obviously you've got all your fiddly bits there, which I'm going to try and do very, very carefully, because if you drop these, they'll all go all over the place. But it's so lovely to be finally getting this started, and obviously next month we've got the all Ghostbusters and Star Trek, and I know Angela, you quite like the Star Trek Enterprise D, so obviously if you want it, you need to go with Fanhome to get that. Okay, so we're going to turn that over like so, and the first things first, what we need to do, as you can see on here, we've got an L, and we've also got a right. Now it's up to you whether you could be left or right-handed, so it just, for me, I would just go with what I feel comfortable in with that. So as you can see, if you're not careful, it will sort of slip through like that. So looking at that, I think that's a winner chicken dinner. That's going to go in with your DSO2 screw. But yeah, to finally get it, because I literally only come over here to pick up the D'Agostini thing that I've been telling you about, and next thing I know, Tony knocks on the door with 3 more parcels. So I was like, yay! And it's so lovely when they all come together. So, and that's come in there like that. And then what we're going to do is exactly the same over the other side. Now there might be a bit light bleed around there, but if you check out places like MyClaim Mods, Partwork Upgrades, they may be able to fix this up a mod to resolve that. So yeah. Don't know if that's going into anything. It doesn't feel like it. Feels weird doing this again, because obviously I used to do it with Egamos, but it's very rare for a publisher like a Partwork company to go into administration, you know. But yeah, it's you know, you've got companies out there that rescue the builds like Fanhome that have done, and as you can see, that is spot on. Now as you can see, you see what I mean about the light bleed around there, there's a big gap. So I'm not entirely sure why that is, but if we just, let's just turn that round a bit. Now obviously with these instructions, they don't go, for example, they don't go, this part gets screwed into this part. You've got to go by picture, you see. So what we will do is, we'll just swap them. I'm a right-hander, so that is probably right, but for some reason it's just a little bit. Let's try that. It could be just the orientation of it. Let's try that, see if that looks a bit better. So it's closed it up a bit, but I'm not sure, you know. See, I would say that that's left and that's right, but I'll leave it like that anyway. But as I said, there is quite a gap there, but I'll tinker with that a bit later down the line if I feel like it. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to move on to the next step, which we've done. So yeah, done that one, we've done that one. Now the next part, what we need to do is obviously screw them in, which we've done, and then what we're going to do next is we've got these little lights, and these pins fit into here, and this is where it's about to get very complicated, because what happens is this pin sits into a hole down here, but the thing is, because you can't see underneath it, you've got to try and work from the back. So the pin will go into the lower hole, I assume, but you've got, you see, you've got to really sort of like keep trying to fiddle out where it goes. But I think I've just about got that in. No? Just going to check, because there's a larger one here. Just double check that. Oh yeah, sorry, these go in the blue ones go at the top, so these go in the top ones up here. So yeah, this is what I'm saying, like you gotta try and figure out how it goes in, because it will it's one of them fiddly ones that is quite a pain to get in. So you can be here quite a while doing this, because as you can see, you've got to try and level it up. the actual pin. It's difficult to say as well with it. I would say that the one with the rim is where the screwdriver, where the screw goes. There we go, that's in now. Okay, and they're going to be secured in with a PSO4 screw. So these are the little really thin ones here, which is that one. And they're going to screw through this hole here and hold that into place. Doesn't feel like it's going in, but it is. Yeah, that's in. Okay, so that's that one. It's not falling out. Yes, it has. Okay. Try again. Sometimes in magazines they can get the screws around the wrong way. Like they'll make an error, but looking at that, you can see it's not really level. That's what the issue is. There we go, that's what we're looking for. So yeah, this is probably your fiddly bit. So we'll just, come on, get that screw there. Now obviously these pins, it's entirely up to you, but if you wanted to, what you could do is cut it short. Obviously not too short, but if you wanted to keep that, you know, slice that off a bit to make it so that it doesn't protrude, that's entirely up to you. But that is now fully secured in. And we're going to do exactly the same with the number 2. Remember that they are different. As you can see, you've got number 1 printed there, and then on the back here is a number 2. So always make sure that you've got the right ones. If you wanted to, push fits can be prone to keep falling out. You could place a little dollop of glue on that if you wanted to, just to keep that secured in. See what's going on here. It's not, there we go. But as you can see, you know, it goes in pretty well. Okay, so then we're going to put in the next one. Issue 2 is quite nice because it's the first of the electrics, because you put a radiator grill along here, and then, no, I think that's issue 3, and then you put some wires through the back of here, which is quite nice. Okay, so PSO4 screw again. So yeah, I'm gonna, they only showed the one magazine in this, but yeah, it seems like it's, you got to wait for the next shipment before you can do the next one, but I will double check that with Fanhome, because what's going on here? Let's take that out a minute. Yeah, the way it was sort of designed was, it was very weirdly done. It's like when they did the James Bond one, Eagle Moss had like, it just didn't make sense, and World of Wayne did a video on that. There was just like parts all over the place, and it didn't marry up with the magazine, and yeah, so okay, so that's that one in. Lovely. Okay, so next what we're going to do is obviously put the clear ones in now. So same scenario, and these are the clear ones, as you can see. So same situation again. Just going to pop that into there, and then we'll secure that into place. That will go into there, I think. The pins come through. I wasn't really a lover of doing these pin ones. There we go, cushy. Okay, and they're going to go in with a PSO4. When I say PS, I keep thinking of the PlayStation. But yeah, I'll email them about that garage, because I don't remember, when I signed up, I don't remember getting the option to opt in for the garage. So I'll check with them to see whether we have to order that additionally, or whether it comes automatically with the shipments. But you do get a selection of free gifts. I think the first time they send the gifts are when it gets to pack 3. So that's sort of when we get the first sort of consignments of the free gifts. It's nice though that you get A little free gift. Okay. This is got to sort of guide it in, because you obviously, as you're putting it in, you can't really see around the back of it, so it's quite an awkward bit, this, but there we, or nearly, there we go, cushy. Okay, so another PSA 4 there. But as I said, yeah, this is the site. This is an A3 matte. As you can see, it's an A3. I would like to get an, I don't know what, I think my blue one's an A2, but I want to swap to this sort of board. But the one I found on Amazon, the middle of it folds up. So what happens is, I'll show you in a minute once I get this screw in. Right. I think there might be a bit of paint block there, but have another go. It's not having it. Ah, there we go, that's what I was looking for. When they did the replacement, I was, because obviously they sent the DeLorean by error, and I originally didn't plan on doing another DeLorean, but because they sent one by error, and I said, what do you want me to do with it? Because obviously, you know, I ordered the DeLorean. Screw will not have it. They said that I could keep it, and that's really sort of what made me decide to do another DeLorean. I don't understand why we're having so much difficulty with this screw here. This one's just not having it at all. Just gonna check the back of it. Oh yeah, look, there's something blocking it there. Like plastic, I think. I don't think it's block, it's the paint's come off of that part, so let's give it another go. I can't wait for these little bits to be done. Don't like fiddly bits. So difficult to get in. Right, let's try again. Problem is, because it's black, I can't tell. I think we've got a, I think that will go in now, hopefully. Yeah, it's doing it. There we go, lovely. You really feel the drive on these, where you're screwing it, you can feel that it's going in. And that's all it wants us to do, guys. So that is that part done. Really, really lovely indeed, as you can see. Looks really nice and really, really good. But as you can see, that's coming up in kit 2. So what I presume that is going to come up in the next package. So it seems to me, I mean, the other magazine, I think from issue 2, they've got 4 different issue stages, but the way this has been designed is obviously, it doesn't say, like in many magazines, it will say secure O1D with an AP screw. This, you have to go by pictures, so, which I think is better. So that will be coming up in kit 2. It is a shame because I've got the parts, but I can't do anything with it until I get the magazine. But that's what's coming up in issue 2. As I said, I'll just show you what that looks like at the moment. This is this part here. So really, really lovely indeed. And if you want to get this you can still subscribe via Fanhome and get that for yourself. So this will be coming up, because we've now got to wait for that magazine. We'll have to wait until the next shipment gets here, and then I believe we should be able to do 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's got to be, I think there's 3 more issues in that one, because it normally goes 1, 3 and then 4, or sometimes 2 issues and then 4, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But that's Elonor issue 1 at last, so I'm very happy with that, and that's that done. But overall, if you do want to get this for yourself, it is available through Fanhome, and it is the 1967 Mustang as starred in Gone in 60 Seconds film, and it's a 1/8 scale there. Don't forget, it's not too early, and you can, if you're already building this, because obviously Fanhome are the only publishers that allow you to pick up from where you've left off, from where I've seen. If you are already halfway through this build, you can start from where you left off, which is really lovely of them indeed. But because I started very early on, I was like, I'll just start it over again. That's really, really good. But I'm really happy with that. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, that's that. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell if you want to be notified of all the videos I do. And I'll see you very soon next month for another shipment of this lovely Elonor Gone in 60 Seconds. And when I get the issues, I will be breaking it down into weekly parts. So yeah, take care, have a lovely day. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the notification bell, and we will see you next time. Take care, bye bye.